Okay, welcome back to my show, Aspire Inspire Show, and we have Chathu with us. We are continuing from part one, and this is part two where we'll talk about tailoring a resume or how to customize uh, our generic resume for a specific role. So, how important is it to tailor a resume, first of all, Chathu?
It is so important that you actually read the job description first, rather than just sending the same resume to each and every job, because
Hmm.
a lot of jobs, they don't actually ask the same skills, responsibilities from you. So it's important that you actually showcase and tailor your resume to match the job that you're applying. The
Mhm.
reason is sometimes you can be a test analyst, but
Hmm.
you might have some data analytic skills and BA skills as well. But if you're
Yeah.
applying for a test analyst role, you should highlight all your test analyst skills, what sort of tools
Mhm.
you've used, and what sort of testing you've done, and what sort of projects and software projects that you have completed for a testing role. And let's say that you send the same resume for a BA role, you're not going to get picked, you know? So you
Yeah.
need to tailor that to add some BA responsibilities for those jobs where if you want to be a BA, you need to show that, yeah, you work as a tester, but you had some BA responsibilities during that testing role, right? So you need to add those responsibilities. So remember to highlight those skills, specific skills to match the job that you're applying always. And if it is a data analyst role, rather than having more testing responsibilities, you add some data analytic skills that you have done during that job
Mhm.
to match the data analyst role.
Yep.
What is important here is that each resume, like now we've talked about 3 resumes here, each resume will have different keywords. And it's
Exactly.
okay to have multiple resumes because people can do multiple jobs these days. You're not just categorized as test analyst. You do
Yep.
BA work in a test analyst role. In some test analyst roles, you have to go out to stakeholders. You have to talk to your software development team and gather
Hmm.
requirements, right? So
Yeah.
if you want to change from test analyst to a BA job, that's what you need to do. And the other thing you need to remember is that we do keyword searches. We do
Yeah.
that. And if you don't have enough keywords, your CV won't come up on the top of the list. So that means that you won't get picked for jobs. So add your technical skills, not have a technical summary table, have just show how many years experience you have in different technical, with different technical tools. And you have to
Hmm.
merge that with your employment history. So you have to mention under every job what sort of technical tools you have used. So that's going to add value to CV,
Yeah.
adding more keywords. And also when we are reading the CV, we can see you've actually recently used this tool. And this is exactly
Mhm.
what we are looking for. And you get picked for that job. Yeah.
Yep. That makes sense. So, as you talk about the keywords, and you said that if there are enough keywords, the resume will be picked up. Does the same strategy go with online profiles? And after that question, my next follow up question would be, what sort of online profiles do you normally consider? Is it just LinkedIn or more?
So as I said in the first part, future is changing, and I think what's happening is right now is you actually showcasing to us what you're capable of, not just using a resume. Like I see, there are some graduates, they're actually sending us a portfolio of work. And when we click
Mhm.
on links, we can go and see what sort of apps they have designed, what sort of programming work they have done, and small projects they have done. They have their GitHub profile on their resume. So it's good to actually create your portfolio online Uh,
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, you have your resume as well and LinkedIn profile as well, because that's where we search. You have your Seek profile updated, and your LinkedIn profile should be updated and match your resume and have all the keywords that are on your resume on LinkedIn as well, because we search keywords. And
Yeah.
we do, obviously, we are not just focusing on keywords. We actually see what you have done with those technical tools. Like, it's not just mentioning
Mhm.
Java and HTML. We need to see what you have actually designed using Java and HTML or Gen AI at the moment, and Power BI. If you have designed dashboards using Power BI, it would be
Yeah.
really good to actually have a portfolio of dashboards. You might not be able to, like, if you're currently working, you might not be able to show confidential data and dashboards like that. They belong to your organization, but you can still make some dashboards and show us what you are capable of, right? So currently, creating a website is not a big deal. You can use Canva, you can use any AI tool and ask the AI tool to create a website for you, and you
Hmm.
can create a portfolio for yourself rather than just having a resume, and that will put you in the front of the crowd rather than just having a resume when you're looking for jobs.
That's great advice. It's always good to have your profile up to date and always handy, because as you do projects, you can always add on there. It's kind of a record for
Yeah.
you that you can go back and see what you have done so far and
Mm.
what are the gaps still there that you need to learn. So such great advice.
Yeah, it's something that what I always tell my students or graduates is think outside the box. think
Hmm.
think outside the box, because in this age, like, we are going to be competing against AI, and we will be doing jobs with AI. So what we are looking for is people with creative thinking and critical thinking. So if you showcase that to us, you are going to get picked. Just
Yeah.
sending a typical resume in
Mhm.
future, it's not going to be enough for our graduates, unfortunately,
Yeah.
because there are a lot of creative people out there who were
Hmm.
struggling in the past, and now they can get creative, and they can build their own platforms. They can build their AI powered websites or apps or AI tools, and they will be showcasing that to us. And if you just have a resume, a simple word resume, it's not gonna be enough for the
Yeah.
future employers. So it's always important to think outside the box. How can I stand out from the crowd? And it's not just to um, what's the word? It's not just to get attention. It is obviously get attention, but it's to show that you're passionate about joining the
Yeah.
industry, right? Yeah.
It's building their personal brand.
Yeah, yeah, it is. That's right. It is building your
Yeah.
personal brand.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. So we learned about how to tailor the resume and why it is so important, and also the importance of having own profile.
Yeah.
Now, moving on to selection criteria, I have seen many, like you said, you working with government agencies, and they normally ask for selection criteria to fill. So, what is it, and what approach should a candidate have while writing a selection criteria or addressing it?
Selection criteria is a tricky thing. A lot of people don't like writing it. I didn't like writing it as well when I was looking for jobs, and I personally don't like reading it as well, to be honest. And it's like, well, sometimes yes, but we still have to write a selection criteria, because the reason is, for those jobs, especially in government, there are lots of people applying, hundreds of people
Mm.
applying, because
Mm.
they want a job in government or in a large organization. So how
Yep.
can we actually capture the hiring manager's attention with our selection criteria? They do read that. I do work closely with the state government agencies, and I do talk to the hiring managers, and I do ask this question: do you have to read the selection criteria? And they say yes. So we have to
Mm.
address them, and so if we have to you know if we have to go through selection criteria, and if our clients actually ask us to go through and pick candidates by getting a selection criteria, we do that as well. So we go through selection criteria and select the best candidates out of hundreds of people. So what you need
Yep.
to do is, when you're writing your selection criteria, you need to write according to the STAR method. STAR method is situation, task, action, and result. So
Mhm.
Google that, and don't use ChatGPT to write it, because what you can do is you write your answer, ask ChatGPT to check for make it better, or get ChatGPT's opinion whether you
Yeah.
actually got the answer correct, rather than just copying what ChatGPT would give you, because you know yourself, your experience better than ChatGPT. It's okay to use AI tools. I'm not saying no. It's all right, but don't
Mhm.
copy and paste it. It's not going to get you the job. Main
Yeah.
thing what you have to have is keywords mentioned, like how what was the situation and how you actually resolved a situation. What were your creative thinking and initiative to, that you used to overcome that situation. That's what clients are looking for. So having some keywords and showing that you had enterprise level experience, or showing that you had some specific skills when you're addressing the selection criteria is important.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Totally agree with you. They know their story better than Chat
Yeah,
GPT, but can
exactly.
always use it to refine their answer.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So, yeah, I know that selection criteria has multiple points, and it takes courage to write and address
yeah,
all those points separately. So, it's good that you suggested that they can use STAR method for each point,
yeah.
and yeah.
So to add to that, we do, like, when you're writing a selection criteria, rather than you thinking about it, it's just another chore. Like, oh, I have to write another selection criteria. Like you have to prepare. Like you mentally not ready to write. A lot of people are not mentally, like a lot of graduates. They don't like writing it. I think what we need to do is we need to change the mindset of
Hmm.
it. Like, starting today, it's not a selection criteria, it's a reflection of your work so far. So
Hmm.
if you're writing your journey, I had to do this. Good 4 years ago. I had to write what I have done throughout my career, and it's like writing a selection criteria, right? So what you need to understand is, it's you're writing your story, and you're telling
Hmm.
your story to someone else, and make it interesting, make it action packed, a good thriller story. So it's exciting, like you get excited about telling your story to someone. It's a
Hmm.
really good way to actually, when you finish your selection criteria, and if you write a good one, you should feel very proud of yourself. This is what you have done throughout your career. You helped so many people to build so many different things. You've changed people's lives. You invented things. You design. I don't know. I met someone who designed the Smart Rider card in WA. Things like that. You can be very proud of yourself, and
Hmm.
I think that should be the mindset when you're writing your selection criteria. You're writing your biography, and make it interesting. And you should be able to share that with your kids. Hey, this is what I have done, and read and explore. you know.
Yeah.
So something like that. So yeah, it just came to my mind. We need to change the mindset about selection criteria. Make it your story, make it interesting, and hopefully when you do that, you'll get selected to
Yeah.
go for an interview and get
That's
a job.
that's a lovely food for thought and great suggestion. Yes, that's everyone should have that mindset while writing selection criteria, and even when they sit for writing their application for any job, they should generally, just reflect on their journey and showcase that using
Yeah.
impactful keywords and everything. That's cool. Awesome. Does length matter in the addressing the selection criteria?
Um, Depends on the job. It really depends on the job. If you're applying for a senior role, I think it's important that you pick at least 3 to 4 of your main achievements and go through those achievements
Mm,
throughout the selection criteria questions, like addressing them. But if you're a graduate, we don't expect you to write 10 pages of your 3 years. We don't. We just need to
yeah.
see that you got good communication skills and ideally no spellings, spelling mistakes.
That's good.
And
That
then
would help.
you need to show from that selection criteria that you are excited to apply for this role.
Mm,
You didn't write the selection criteria just copying and pasting job. It's not what we are looking for. So you need to show initiative when you're writing those selection criteria, where you have actually taken initiative, and where can we see your creative thinking and critical thinking, problem solving skills. That's what we are looking for. So when you're addressing those selection criteria questions, pick the best examples or experiences that you can share
yeah.
for with your employer,
Yeah.
and that someone else might not have. And it can be
Mm,
just, helping someone at McDonald's, when you're serving food. Simple as
mm,
that, and volunteering and teaching
yeah.
kids English overseas. Something simple.
Yeah.
And it always, we are not always looking for people who got highly technical skills. You have to remember that we are looking
Mm,
for people with soft skills as well. So your
mm,
personality, your attitude, how you face challenges as a human being is so important when you're writing your resume. So
yeah.
if you just include your technical details, it's not enough. So when you're writing, that's why having LinkedIn is important, because you can showcase your volunteering work, and then your events that you participated, what sort of work you done for the community, and people connect with you that way better than just reading a resume. So it's
Mm.
important that you show the world that you're a good human being. That's very important.
That is important. Okay, my another question is, what are there any resources that they can utilize, maybe online? I know there's my channel is one. Are there
Yeah.
any other resources?
um, well, there are so many at the moment, so many available for younger generation. I must say, I was researching about AI and the amount of resources available at the moment. I would say sky is the limit. So if
Yeah.
you say that you can't get inspired right now, you
Mhm.
are in the wrong space, I would say. So this is the time to get excited. This is the time that you can create your own business, your own app without any help.
Yeah.
You should. It's just
Mhm.
um, using your own time, your thinking, your idea can become a huge success right now. So it's just um, I would say, obviously, like, yeah, resources like yourself, like what you're creating is so important for graduates. Connect with the community. And there are lots of events happening in the industry, and go and check
Yeah.
those out, go and network, and
Mm.
check out those events happening within your universities and within your organization as well, and
Mm-hmm.
connect with the wider community rather than just doing your part-time job or studying. You need to go out there and get to know people and
Yeah.
create connections. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I would also like to ask you about your own website that students
Oh,
can utilize.
oh, I forgot. I know. I have a website as well. Okay. So here's a top secret. During COVID, I got so bored, and I went on to YouTube and listened to this um, tutorial on YouTube and actually designed a website. I love designing, and I think I wanted to be a web designer back in the day. So I designed this website. I haven't. I think what happened was I wasn't actually sure whether this was going to help anyone until now. I had it in the background and I didn't actually share it with the community. And I've been sharing it when I was going to events. I would put put the website on, and you can go and get the resume templates from there. But
Mhm.
if you want more details about what we discussed, I've written it's like a blog almost. You can go to www.gradworld.com.au, and it will actually explain what you need to do during your final years, and what to do during interviews, and how to write your resume as well. There's a resume template available as well for graduates. And I designed this 5 years ago. I didn't have ChatGPT, and you will see typos, and that's okay. That's my writing. And I think back then I wasn't sure. I felt like, oh, people will laugh at me. And now I'm like, it's okay, people can laugh at me if they see typos, and that's us being human. And now I'm like, everyone's using chat gpt, and no one's going to know who's written who, like, whether it's real content or not. This is actually real content which I've written 5 years ago. Some good, I
Mhm.
think, some good examples, good content there. Have a look, and get some ideas from there as well.
Awesome. I'll put the link in the description as well.
Thank
And I'm
you.
pretty sure students gonna get lots of help from there. It's wonderful talking to you. But before we wrap up our part two, just want to get the last message that you want to give to young professionals or grads.
Okay. So, what I want you to know is, starting your journey in a different country without your family is very, very challenging. And you're halfway through, if you're finishing your degree, or if you're halfway there and doing your internships and getting experience, you're almost done finishing your degree and joining the workforce. It is challenging, and we all been through that. So what I want you to know is, you're not alone. You're not alone feeling, I'm not good enough, or I don't know how to, I have a strong accent. I don't know how I'm going to do in an interview. I'm very, very nervous. Those are the feelings that you go through, insecurities when you're a graduate and when you're a new migrant, especially when you are an international student, that you doubt yourself before you even take the next step, and you don't apply for certain jobs, or you don't go and do voluntary work, or you don't take internships, things like that. I want you to stop that. Don't doubt yourself. Believe in yourself and face your fears. And that is something that I didn't do when I was studying, and when I was looking for jobs. I had my insecurity. I was actually really embarrassed about my accent. Having an accent is something that you should be proud of. That means that you can speak a second language. So it is important that you don't give up. you shouldn't give up on your journey. You will find your dream job, but what I would what I would say is start somewhere, anywhere. Like it can be just an admin role in an office. That's where you would start there, and you will get to know people within that job, in that organization, and show your colors, show what you are capable of in that role, and then you grow within that role. And 2 years down the track, you will find your dream job, and for that, you need to start somewhere. So don't wait until you find that perfect job. If you want a data analyst role or a software engineer role or a cybersecurity analyst role, you might not start as a cybersecurity analyst right now, but you can
Yep.
start as an admin assistant in an IT firm. And then in 2 years down the track, when you get to know people, you can climb that ladder and become a cybersecurity analyst. And a lot of graduates have done that with me. They
Hmm.
start as just help desk support or just Windows deployment engineers, and they have now become they joined the cloud team, or they're now doing data analyst work in the same organization. So start somewhere. And the other thing is I would like to say is learn all the new technologies. Don't pause your learning. You have to keep going, and otherwise you're going to fall behind. So you just need to keep going and learn the new tech as well while you're
Yep.
working. Yeah.
That's very inspiring and powerful message. Thank you so much, Chatu. Thank you for taking some time for my show, and I'm pretty sure that young professionals and grads going to learn a lot. I think they should get a pen and paper while listening to this so that they can note down all the important points, or should take help of AI to get the
Yes.
points out of it.
Yeah,
Cool.
true.
Thank you so much. And we'll just close it here. And
Yeah.
lovely to have you again. Thank you once again.
Thank you. And we do, can I say, thank you so much for opening this space for entry-level candidates and graduates, because people like you investing time for our future generation, means a lot for us
Hmm.
and for the future generation as well. What we didn't have, what I didn't have
Yeah.
when I graduated, was someone like you helping me to find that next step. I was struggling, and we back in the day we didn't have anyone to help us, but now we have so many people in this community
Yeah.
wanting to help the next generation, which is amazing. And because of
Hmm.
people like you, a lot of people a lot of graduates going to get new jobs. And thank you for creating this space, and hope all these graduates join your YouTube channel. Good luck with that, and we really need more people like you to
Thank
help
you.
us.
God, thanks for beautiful words in the end.